Hey everybody, welcome back to Peace of Mind Kayak Fishing. So today I'm coming from the location I've done it once or twice before. It's Mistletoe Park on Clarksville Lake. And as last time, I'm coming out here with the intention of crappie fishing. It evolves from there, as it normally does, but it ended up being a pretty good day all in all. So conditions were very good. The low in the morning is about 45, high about 72. Like I said, this is back at the beginning of April, so fairly mild conditions. You can hear me breathing there, just enjoying that morning air and that environment. But the winds were a little heavier than I like, because I was crappie fishing again. I wasn't really going for the bass and the striper as primary targets. But you see that sunrise come over the treetops. It's so gorgeous. But yeah, the gear I'm using today. I have two rods that are going to be running ultralight. That'll be for the crappie. One rod that I'll usually have a weightless zoom fluke on, so I can cast to the surfacing fish, be they bass, striper, whatever happens to be popping the fish on the surface. Because that does happen fairly often on Clarks Hill, especially this time of year. So best to be prepared. So here's the first fish of the day. A pretty good fish. I had, like the note said, I had missed many fish up to this point. Truth be told, I went out there with some hooks that weren't in the best of shape, and I paid for it. So, use better gear.
Up or down. Fish on. Fish on. Feeling bassish. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. Oh no, it's a big crappie.
And like I said before, I was casting to the shoreline with a float and a minnow that sat about a foot to a foot and a half below the float, just to try to pattern the fish. But I trailed this longer line behind my boat along the shoreline. You can see it's about a 4 to 5 foot space between the float and the hook. And there's rewards to it, folks. If you have the ability to trail more than one line at the same time, it can really help you figure out where the fish are. I had actually just snapped off a largemouth right before this one, about 10 feet to the right. So at this point, the fish were already starting to move shallow. As I said, this was early April down in Georgia. I love playing with the slow motion, though. Now that I have that tool in my kit, I love to play with that when they jump.
I don't know about the crappie, but those bass are shallow. Not a bad one. Tell you what. If Elias was here, he'd probably be going home, bud.
Yeah, I do have a friend who likes to keep bass. I normally don't. But if he's around, then it'll end up happening. Definitely. They taste great. It's just largemouth have a special place for me. And you can see that water is very stained right here. This is far back in a creek. Or I suppose you call it a creek. Essentially some of the tailwaters. So visibility here is probably about a foot maximum. Now going out to the areas of Clarksville that I fish, the visibility as of the beginning of May is around, I think 4 feet is an honest estimate. 3 to 4 feet of visibility at least. Very nice now. Yeah, like I said, I had a fish on here. I've actually failed to catch a lot of crappie on this video. I did a terrible job of being the cameraman this time around. But just keep an eye on the stringer in a second with the next fish that I catch. This is a nice cast right here. Just right next to that tree and that log, right where I wanted it. And down. There you go. But as I reel this one in, keep an eye on the right side of the kayak to see my actual stringer. It's a much better day than has been portrayed by how many fish you've seen me catch. There you go.
There she is.
Nice little white crappie. Maybe about 10, 11 inches. And I like to do the release videos. As the water warms, I'm going to start diving with the fish again. And that's probably my favorite thing to do, is get in there and actually swim with them.
Oh, it's a bass. Son of a gun.
But yeah, to close out the day was this nice bass here. I think it's the last fish right
I
here.
thought I had a big crappie, but it's a bass.
Fun on ultralight. Definitely fun on ultralight. Now, I had missed another nice fish before this on the zoom fluke, because the bass had just started to hit the surface. Not like I wanted them to, but they started to do it sporadically. But yep, just a short video today. Thanks for watching. I'll post a few more soon. Alright? Y'all have a good one. If you want to, please feel free to subscribe. I'll try to make a few more playlists in the future so we can divide this up topic-wise. I look forward to get back on the river and the lake. But yep, have a good one.